Welcome to Angelik Rebirth, the eternal celebration of our existence. Number 2, the heart. The heart, the one organ, the one piece of our physical existence that makes the spiritual real, makes it felt. The one part of every human being that makes us truly human. The heart is the soul's messenger, connector, translator. It's a reason why phrases such as follow your heart exist, because ultimately we use our hearts as a compass to find our happiness. Our heart is the link to our soul. It's because of our heart's constant signals that come in the forms of passions or things that excite us that we are able to remember our soul's why, what illuminates us, and why we are truly here on this earth. Even if one is not spiritual and only believes in logic and what can be seen, the heart is still there to remind them of the mystical, of what can be felt, and how what is felt can have such a profound impact on life. Our heart is associated with the one thing that matters most to all of us, love. Love, or the pursuit of love, is the driving force behind everything we do. All that every human wants at their core is to be loved and accepted for who they truly are, without judgment, without shame, just pure unconditional love from those that they love most. The lack of this love and acceptance, whether it be from parents, peers, family members, or anyone else, is the root of all problems that exist within the world. Think of most villains we see in film. Most to all of their origin stories have to do with neglectful parents, their peers never accepting them for who they are, their heart being broken, and the likes. Their actions thereafter are nothing more than a horrible cry for help done in the worst ways possible. This is not excusing their actions. This lack of love and acceptance is why people spend their entire lives chasing fruitless things outside of themselves, in hopes of filling a void that can only be filled with pure unconditional love, first from the self, and then from those who love them for who they are. In today's culture, we subdue the heart and choose to chase after power, money, material acquisitions, and accomplishments we are taught to want in order to fill that void. People constantly wonder why acquiring so many material gains is never enough, why they still feel that void. And it's because of a lack of love, a lack of what fulfills the heart, which is then fulfilling the soul. When you are doing things that actually bring you joy, that's what fills your heart up. These things are fulfilling in such an inexplicable way. It can be the simple things or the really big things. It can be writing a novel, painting, knitting, teaching people a skill, helping people for a cause you have a passion for. It can be driving a car, wearing your favorite color every day, coloring with crayons, riding a bike, being a wedding officiant, working at a bookstore, working at a hardware store. It can be anything and everything. It could be all of the above or none of the above. The key is just to know what the big and little things are for you, because everything is relative to you. Bringing your heart's desires to life through the little things and the big things in all aspects of your life is what causes not just moments of joy, but instead a lifetime defined by joy and contentment. For example, let's talk about a girl named Sarissa. Sarissa has always loved the ocean and its creatures. Everything about the ocean fascinates her deeply. But Sarissa lives in the middle of a dry city in Nevada, nowhere near any large bodies of water. As a child and teenager, she consciously chose for as many of her school projects as possible to focus on an aspect of the ocean. Even in the most unlikely of classes, she somehow managed to tie the subject or project at hand to the ocean, therefore making her classes as interesting as possible for herself. She also chose electives where she could focus on her love of the ocean, whether it be an oceanography class or an art class where she could draw and paint as many pictures of the ocean and its critters as she pleased. If she couldn't incorporate the ocean somehow during the day in any of her classes, then after school she made sure she had time to focus on it, because it wasn't simply an obligation for her. It was something she truly enjoyed with all of her heart. During the summers, even though she wasn't near the ocean, she found jobs where she could still focus on it or any of its aspects in any capacity. One summer she worked at a Petco, where she specifically got to work on the different fish species. Another summer, she worked at a saltwater lake, where she got to work with other environmentalists working to clean out the water of any pollutants. She knew that when she graduated high school, she'd be going to a university that not only is right next to the ocean, but had top programs dealing with such, like marine biology, oceanography, and more. And of course, with her innate inner love and passion for the ocean, she found her path. During her time in university, she joined as many groups and organizations that were focused on aspects of the ocean as possible. She met many marine biologists, oceanographers, ecologists, aquarists, and more during her time there, and made many lasting friendships and connections with her classmates, her teachers, and her mentors. Of course, she found internships and then later on occupations that revolved around her love of the ocean, allowing her to eternally be a kid at heart, learning about its vastness for years and years to come. This is a very broad example, but I made it generic so that you get my point. Your entire life should revolve around the things that light your heart and soul up, that make you feel like a kid eternally at play, rediscovering your passion and love for whatever it is that you love over and over again. It doesn't just have to be one thing like the ocean. In most cases, for many people, it's multiple things, which makes finding different outlets of expression for these things so much easier and so much more vast. And the best part is that you'll find that these things will guide you towards your own definition of happiness. You know yourself. You know who you truly are, more than anyone else in this universe. Express that person. Show that person to the world, proudly. Once you have this grace and love for yourself, this forgiveness for yourself, you spread this love, this grace, and this forgiveness towards other people as well. Your heart is not what makes you the weakest, but the strongest. Your heart shows you the key to everything you've ever wanted. It is only settling for less, accepting less than you deserve and want, that causes you to get hurt. Your heart tells you what you want. No matter how unrealistic it may seem, the spark, the passion, the joy, the inexplicable feeling, it's there for a reason. The heart and the soul don't care for people's self-imposed limits because they are of the universe, knowing all that is truly possible. So trust them. A clearing of all that isn't truly you may need to take place when you first accept your world and nothing less. But it is worth it because you are guided towards what is truly for you and therefore are not caught up in situations you otherwise would not be in. One easy way to see where your heart truly lies is to turn your room or a room in your house into a walk-in vision board. When I stopped letting my bedroom be just my bedroom and slowly but surely let my true self-expression spread everywhere, I was able to see not only what the inside of my brain looked like, but what I wanted my life to look like in every aspect as well. My bedroom turned into my sanctuary, my oasis, and by coming home to it each day, by looking all around and seeing ultimately what my world looked like, I was constantly motivated and saw a glimpse of what my future was sure to be. So start with your room, and then go into your wardrobe, and then to your hobbies, your friendships, your job. And before you know it, your heart will be so full, constantly overflowing. Because your life is truly yours. You see you all around you, and not a depiction of what you think your happiness is supposed to look like. Our hearts are ultimately the physical link to the soul, the messenger reminding us who our soul is, why our soul is here, and what we truly want and desire most out of our lives and this lifetime. Listen to your heart and you'll unlock the portal to your very own universe, for you, by you. It's waiting for you. Are you ready? Signing off, ETERNA.